Mr. Speaker, sir, His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Edo State, Mr. Godwin Obaseki, is within the precincts of the Alo chambers. With your own permission, may I usher him in, sir?
Distinguished colleagues, if we're all in agreement that His Excellency the Governor of Edo State, Mr. Godwin Obaseki, be ushered to these hallowed chambers, please say ayes.
Ayes.
Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Majority Leader, please join Sergeant at Arms to usher in His Excellency the Governor. Distinguished colleagues, here with us is His Excellency the Governor of Edo State. Mr. Governor, you're welcome. Distinguished colleagues, as the practice of the Parliament, His Excellency is here with us, and without much ado, we'll call on His Excellency to make his speech and presentation of the year 2023 appropriation bill. Your Excellency.
Mr. Speaker, distinguished members of the Edo State House of Assembly, I'm here to present and lay before this House the 2023 appropriation bill of the Edo State government. The Honorable Speaker, honorable members of the House, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I am very glad to stand here before you to express the gratitude of our government to Mr. Speaker and honorable members of this House for their unwavering support and solid alliance which we have formed in building a prosperous and formidable state over the last 6 years. The cordial and mutually beneficial relationship between the legislature and the executive arm of government has enabled us to create a healthy working environment which has enabled us to deliver on our developmental objectives and created benefits for the citizens of Edo State. You have enacted new laws, updated obsolete legislations, and maintained oversight functions. This legislature has continued to play a critical role in delivering good governance to the people of Edo State. It is on record that this House, under your leadership, has, despite obvious constraints, performed creditably and achieved what can be termed an extraordinary legislative feats. Permit me to praise the efforts of this performing House, which has been able to pass 40 bills into law in the last 24 months. Edo people will forever remain grateful to you. In the 2023 fiscal year, our policies, programs, and initiatives will be streamlined along the following areas. We will be developing our human capacity and preparing our young population for a new world of work. We will be deepening the public and civil service transformation program which we have started so that our government can support the rapid transformation in our society. And lastly, we will be pursuing economic growth by creating the enabling environment to support businesses, particularly small and medium enterprises. Distinguished Speaker and honorable members, today I stand before you to reel out the achievements recorded in the outgoing year, I'm also cognizant of the fact that this will be the last time I'll be presenting to this House. So I believe it is important to recall the support you have given to us and the achievements which you made as a result of this support. Mr. Speaker, in the year 2022, I can confirm that we have a good story to tell Edo people and the world. Despite the global economic problems created by the Russian-Ukrainian war and other domestic fiscal and monetary misalignments, we are proud to confirm that we recorded a budget performance of over 90% and also sustained a healthy capital expenditure. Our impressive budgetary performance is as a result of our pragmatic approach to governance. In the course of 2022, we increased efforts to improve services across our civil and public service. The e-governance digital platform, which we need to work, was adopted and has now ensured that we computerize the roles and activities in the civil service. Our efforts at restructuring government and public institutions have resulted in better service delivery across board, even as we have attracted landmark investments in different sectors of the state economy. The civil service is now digitized in terms of process automation and revenue administration, while the work environment has been sanitized. The wider economy is experiencing a boom with domestic and foreign investors coming up with big-ticket projects across agro-processing, energy, hospitality, solid minerals, technology, arts and culture, entertainment, and the service sectors. In the year 2022, we intensified the campaign against land grabbing and repossessed the 1,220 hectares of land along Iriri-Arogba, Obaseki, Ogege Road, which we acquired in 2017 for a new town project. We expect to commence civil works soon on the internal roads as we have concluded topography survey and soil tests in the area. As soon as all the surveys are done, land will be laid out for members of the public to apply for allocations. Government is going to take measures to increase the supply of land in the market as its disincentive to land grabbers. The campaign against land grabbing for us is one that must be won. This is because protection and respect for property rights are fundamental to driving economic growth. We have apprehended some of the land grabbers and are closing on the trails of others who are still on the run. It is a fight to the finish. The New Town project is an integral part of our 30-year development plan, which consists of the Benin City Master Plan and the Edo State Regional Development Plan. These plans are being developed with the buy-in of relevant stakeholders, even as we have broken it down to 5 yearly incremental plans to ensure ease of implementation. Mr. Speaker, we will be counting on your support in due course when it is time for legislation to ensure that the plans are enacted as legal documents that will enhance our state's long-term planning objectives. As we make progress in delivering good governance, we are not unmindful of the difficulties faced in the outgoing year. Particularly, we have had to contend with security issues in the course of the year, as have other states across the country. But with the energizing of the Edo State Security Network and synchronizing its activities with those of the federal security agencies, we have been able to improve security and safety in Edo. Mr. Speaker, we have a target to make Edo the best subnational government in Africa to live and to prosper in. By making these tough choices today, we are repositioning Edo to become a very vibrant and progressive subnational government. Mr. Speaker, let me briefly now go through the macroeconomic assumptions which underlie our projections for the 2023 budget. As you are aware, Mr. Speaker, the Nigerian economy recovered from its minus 1.92% economic slump in the year 2020 as a result of COVID-19 lockdown. And this improved to a growth of 3.4% in 2021. The economy has shown signs of resilience and continuous recovery in 2022, with real GDP growth in the first and second quarters of 2022 at 3.11% and 3.54% respectively, averaging a 3.3% growth so far in the year 2022. In the same vein, the economy of Edo State has, as we forecasted it, continues to grow and has grown from 2.4 trillion in 2021 to 2.5 trillion in 2022, and further to 2.6 trillion in 2023. This represents a GDP growth trajectory which is above the national average of 4.2% and 5.2% in 2022 and 2023 respectively. The growth of the nation's and states' economies will enhance the standard of living of our citizens, create employment opportunities, and boost Edo State's fiscal position. Mr. Speaker, it is important to note that the exchange rate volatility and inflation are two major risks facing our economy today, a combination of which has constrained our ability to deliver more results from the 2022 budget. What is the outlook for 2023? We have formulated our 2023 Edo State appropriation at a time of major instability and downward slump in the global and domestic economy. The gradual but steady recovery from COVID-19 induced economic crisis has been countered by a global energy crisis, high inflation, and the consequences of the Russian invasion of Ukraine. As a result, the International Monetary Fund, IMF, and the World Bank have projected the global economy to grow by 2.7% and 3% respectively in 2023, which is a sizable decline from the 6% growth we experienced in 2021. Domestic inflation, which started during the COVID-19 period, climbed from 20.5% in August 2022, averaging 17.6% year to September 2022. Food inflation rate was much higher at 23.12%, with potential effects on food security and poverty. The increase in the 2023 budget size relative to 2022 is as a result of inflation and devaluation of the currency in the open market. We have to spend roughly 40% more in 2023 to achieve the same results delivered in the 2022 budget. Exchange rate volatility is another major macroeconomic challenge facing the economy and the 2023 budget. The exchange rate benchmark adopted by the federal government for the 2023 budget year is 435.7 naira per US dollar. The exchange rate has depreciated significantly over the years, and the significant gap between the official and parallel markets where the US dollar is exchanging above 800 naira to $1 continues to discourage foreign investments and trade. In 2023, the Edo State budget proposal is premised on an inflation worst-case scenario of 25%, with an associated trickle-down impact of 40% on commodities, basic goods and services, and an exchange rate of 470 to the dollar. Even though this may look higher than the federal government, but it is still not realistic relative to what the open market is saying. The 2023 budget is also designed to deliver a target of 5% GDP growth relative to the 3.75% growth targeted by the federal government, because we believe that the Edo State economy is growing at a faster rate than the national average. This will stimulate employment opportunities for our teeming youths and foster economic well-being for our citizens. Mr. Speaker, I believe it is necessary to outline some of our achievements in the year 2022. In 2022, we made considerable progress in the march towards sustainable growth despite all the challenges by prioritizing key areas of development and building on the gains made in the last 5-6 years. Despite the excruciating economic realities, we remained on course with our plans, maintained momentum in delivering our projections which we made for the year. Workforce enhancement. In the outgoing year, we consolidated on the ongoing public service transformation exercises by ensuring a seamless transition into digitization of our systems and processes in government, as I outlined earlier. This year, 2022, we increased and implemented a new minimum wage of 40,000 naira, which is the highest in the country. This move was done in acknowledgement of the dire economic straits that workers have been subjected to as a result of galloping inflation and other economic hurdles witnessed in the year. Following this, we concluded a service-wide digitization exercise with the deployment of over 4,000 computers and other digital infrastructure, which have helped in creating digital versions of government records. We also rolled out phase 2 of the recruitment exercise, which injected new life into the civil service across various cadres. We've improved the infrastructure in which our public and civil servants work, just like we have in the legislature. Block B of the Secretariat Complex was completed this year, and various ministries have moved into the facility, utilizing improved work environments in delivering quality service to Edo people. The construction has advanced in the new Agric Hub, which will host MDAs in the agriculture ecosystem at the ADP property on Airport Road, and the Health Hub is being constructed to host all MDAs in the health ecosystem by Stella Obasanjo Hospital in Sapele Road. Human capacity development. We have sustained investments in human capacity development as it remains the fulcrum for our development goals, because we believe that our greatest assets are our people. Therefore, we have decided to strengthen our educational and health institutions to enable our people realize their full potential and get employment. The next phase of the Edo State Basic Education Sector Transformation, Edo Best 2.0 program, was rolled out this year, ensuring the disarticulation of the secondary school system from the junior secondary school system. We have commenced the process, and to date, we have disarticulated over 300 GSS schools from SSS. We have now trained over 15,000 teachers who are deploying digital tablets to teach over 300,000 pupils and students across public schools in Edo State. Technical education is also a priority for us. The Government Science and Technical College, GSTC Benin, has been a successful pilot for our statewide plan to strengthen technical and vocational training, TVET. We are working with partners such as the German government and the World Bank to roll out more TVET schools across the 18 local governments in Edo State. The Edo State Polytechnical Science continues to receive the required attention as we're ensuring that all courses in that school are accredited. Reforms in our colleges and universities are yielding positive fruits. The Edo State University of Zaire remains a shining light of our reforms, while the Ambrose Ali University is being restructured for sustainability. The Edo State College of Agriculture, with campuses in Igwereke, Agenabode, and Uromi, is taking shape as its reconstructed main campus in Igwereke will open for classes in the first half of 2023. Across the major elements of a tertiary education ecosystem, infrastructure, personnel, and operations are being emphasized as we retool the systems to deliver greater value for our people. Healthcare. The healthcare system in the state is witnessing a total overhaul as we have introduced changes that ensure that the people are better served, guaranteeing that healthcare is reliable, affordable, and accessible. For us, the focus remains on developing a vibrant primary healthcare system. To that extent, we have transferred staff from the Ministry of Health to the Edo State Primary Healthcare Development Agency, while over 50 primary healthcare centers have been revamped, fitted with technology, and powered with solar energy to ensure minimal downtime. Leveraging strategic partnerships with the Association of Nigerian Physicians in the Americas, AMPA, we organized one of the largest medical outreaches in the States, providing our people with essential medical interventions that reached over 5,000 persons who ordinarily would not have been able to receive that quality of care. We have ensured a sustainable pathway by developing telemedicine facilities in some of the PHCs to enable the ANAP members in the diaspora to continue to provide consultancy to our people from the Americas. The Edo State School of Nursing Sciences today is a success story. It is oversubscribed, and we are expanding its accommodation to take in more students. The success of the school is a validation of our resolve to ensure that if our institutions of higher learning are restructured to global standards, they will attain self-reliance and run in a sustainable manner. The Edo State Health Insurance Scheme has continued to enroll more persons across sectors of the economy so as to shore up the numbers of persons making out-of-pocket payments for healthcare services. We have made room for enrollees from the informal sector so that we can have a much more robust scheme that not relies only on government employees, but across the entire state, so that it can respond to the needs of our citizens. Public safety and security. We understand that investments being made in Edo today will benefit from improvement in public safety and security. This is why we invested heavily in improving the state security system with the establishment of the Edo State Command and Control Center. The center is fitted with state-of-the-art security equipment to assist security personnel in curbing crime and criminality in our state. We have extended copious support to federal government security agencies in the state with the provision of operational bases and purchase of equipment, including armored personnel carriers, APCs, speedboats, and gunboats, amongst others. We also refurbished and rebuilt infrastructure at the police training school in Ogida to assist in training members of our vigilante network, our public work volunteers force, and our police constabulary teams. The Edo State Security Network has been instrumental in pushing back criminal elements in our society. They have helped in providing intelligence and strengthening community policing, working closely with federal security agencies. Infrastructure. We recorded impressive feats in the power sector in 2022 with the improved power generation from Osiomo Power Company, which now has 95 megawatts generating capacity and has expanded its transmission and distribution lines on the back of the new legislation which creates a vibrant electricity market in Edo State. Our power reform is instrumental to the rollout of the operations Light Up Edo, which includes street lighting projects through which major roads in Benin City Metropolis, Auchi, and Ekoma are now illuminated at night to boost economic activities in the state. Work is progressing steadily on the Benin River Port, while the state has laid fiber optic cables across Benin Metropolis to expand the state's digital infrastructure and improve internet connectivity. The fiber optic cables are now being extended to the 18 local government areas of Edo State in partnership with private sector investors. We have intensified efforts to improve physical infrastructure across the state, despite the setbacks occasioned by a very long rainy season, which slowed down the pace of work by our contractors. However, amid this, we have continued key projects across the state in the 3 senatorial districts. In Edo South, the road projects include the dualization of Akanwa Road, which we expect its first phase will be completed by the end of this dry season, Textile Mill Road, Aimofi Road, Benin Abraka Road, Opako Ajoki Road, 18th and 19th Street off Uselu Lagos Road, Access Road to Green Hills Factory, Benin Technical College Road, amongst many others. In Edo Central, work is ongoing in the Obiaja-Ugboha Road, Iruekwen Ekpoma Road, Ugboha Dam Access Road, and Nujoba Ogwa Road. While in Edo North, some of the projects that we are currently working on is completing the Agbede Anwai Road, the Sobe Sabongida Ora Road, Ogriga Afokwela Okugbe Road, and Ikinronke and Ikakumo Road in Akoko Edo. These are just a few of the very many road projects we are undertaking across the state. We have enhanced project execution and governance mechanisms at the Ministry of Roads and Bridges, Accelerated Road Development Program C4, RAM, and the Edo State Electrification Agencies, such that we should, with a view of achieving quality, fast track, and low-cost delivery of metropolitan and rural roads. Investments to spur our economic revolution. Our economic development plan is anchored, as I said, on our 30-year development plan, which includes the Benin City Master Plan and the Edo State Regional Development Plan. These 2 documents, which will be legislated when they are completed, will guide our development trajectory until the year 2050. With the caliber of investors that we have been able to attract to Edo State in the last 6 years, we can boldly say that the state's economic base has been largely recalibrated. Our strategy is to attract investors by ensuring that there is security, easy access to land, availability of electricity, and high-speed broadband connection in the state. Currently, there's stable electricity supply being provided by Osimo Power, and this premises is one of them, which is supplying stable electricity to government establishments and street lights. It also powers industrial clusters, production hubs, and other electricity consumers in the state. With the new electricity law, which this House, Honorable House, has graciously passed, we expect to create a vibrant market in electricity, which will lead to more investments in generation, distribution, so that we can take electricity to many more communities across Edo State. Mr. Speaker, I can confidently confirm that we have attracted not less than $2 billion worth of investments into the economy of Edo State across all sectors, including commercial agriculture, energy, healthcare, hospitality, arts and culture, entertainment, and technology. Many of these projects are anchored on a public-private partnership PPP basis, which ensures that we have a strong alliance with the private sector to collectively drive sustainable development. The success of the Edo State Oil Palm Program, ESOP, has been phenomenal. ESOP is one of Africa's largest agricultural programs today, working with new investors such as Dufil, Fayuz, Saro Africa International, Nosac, Flour Mills of Nigeria, and other existing investors like Okomo and Presco. The state is leading a charge in oil palm development in Nigeria and is poised to dominate this subsector with plantations, harvests in the next few years. In the ongoing year, we have added a new refinery with the coming on stream of DuPont Energy Park, which boasts of a 10 megawatt generating power plant, a gas processing cluster, and a Tier 4 data center, increasing our capacity in the country's hydrocarbon market once they obtain approval from the necessary regulatory authorities. Innovation and youth enterprise. We are always conscious as a government that Edo has a very large population of young people. Working with our partners, we have set for ourselves a target of training not less than 15,000 youths in the next 5 years in software engineering, such as coding and other soft skills. In line with this, we have graduated the third cohort from the Edo Tech Park Takeoff Campus, from where training is currently ongoing. These young individuals are set to take on the world to build tech unicorns from Edo State. And today, many of them currently work for foreign companies from the comfort of their homes in this city. We're also giving opportunities to young creatives in the state to undertake their production in the Victor Waifo Creative Hub, another hallmark project of ours, which is fitted with a world-class sound stage and a post-production studio with equipment for video and music production, animation, and post-production. This investment is attracting filmmakers to Edo State. This year alone, about 30 movies, Nollywood movies, have been shot and produced in Edo State by big-time industry players such as Rock Studios and Africa Magic, etc. Mr. Speaker, let me now proceed to the details of the budget for the year 2023. The 2023 budget has been christened the budget for reliance and transformation. With changes in the global economic dynamics and its effect on our economy, states which must survive will have to transform themselves structurally and change the way they operate. Partnerships, therefore, are key to resilience. Government does not have all the resources needed to engender growth and development, which these people require. However, partnerships with local and international private sector players are therefore germane and expedient if we are to make progress. It is on this note, Mr. Speaker, that the government seeks to enhance economic reforms in our processes, stimulate economic prosperity, and improve the ease of doing business so that we can continuously attract private capital to engender sustainable development. With several projects at the verge of completion in the year 2023, we hope to galvanize all actors and harness resources to increase the opportunities for our people to enhance productivity and expand the economic base of Edo State. Budget estimates for the year 2023. Mr. Speaker and honorable members, our budget size for the year 2023 fiscal year is 320.35 billion naira, which is a 69.3% increase from the 222 billion budgeted for the year 2022. This year, the budget is made up of 192 billion for capital and 127 billion for recurrent expenditure. While the budgetary figures may look high, on an inflation-adjusted basis, it is slightly higher than that of 2022. The revenue estimates for the budget is based on a $70 per barrel benchmark for crude oil, an average daily production of 1.69 million barrels per day, as well as an increase of internally generated revenues to 60.4 billion, owing to the reforms which we have undertaken in our tax collection and land management activities. Our intention is to push for reforms and revenues in the built environment space. We are committed to boosting capital spending this year. To this end, we expect that the capital stroke recurrent expenditure ratio will be 60% capital and 40% recurrent. We will invigorate the economy, providing the right impetus for the needed growth, which we expect next year. The total projected revenues for 2023 is 300 billion naira, consisting of 144 billion from statutory allocation, made up of value-added tax of 41.2 billion, capital receipts of 46.1 billion, and IGR of 60.4 billion, and 4 billion from grants and other sources. The balance will be sourced from financial institutions in the country. Focus in 2023. The 2020 formed by the need to build a resilient and sustainable foundation for the reforms, initiatives, and programs that we have embarked on in the last 6 years. Our strategic goal is to utilize manufacturing, technology, agriculture, arts, culture, and entertainment as the catalysts to promote sustained investments across all sectors of the Edo economy. As we drive for growth, we will continue to pursue policies and programs that ensure fair and balanced access to education, healthcare, and social protection in all the 3 senatorial districts of the state. Public-private partnership will continue to dominate our investment initiatives in the new year. In 2023 fiscal year, our focus is on the following sectors. Education, where we expect to spend 32.9 billion, which will make 10% of our total budget. Healthcare, where we expect to spend 30.2 billion, which is 9% of our total expenditure. Road transport and other road infrastructure, 54.9 billion, which is 17% of our total budget. Buildings and public buildings, 20.5 billion, which is 6% of our total budget. Electricity and energy, 7.2 billion, which is 2% of the total budget. Agriculture, 5.4 billion, which is about 1.8% of our total budget. And economic enablers, which will include our investments in technology, youth empowerment, and all the other areas that would help us drive the economy. We will be spending 56.1 billion, which is about 18% of our total budget. In the education sector, we have set out to deepen the reforms of Edo Best and will ensure the full optimization of operationalization of the disarticulated school system to ensure that our children stay in school for 9 years from primary 1 to JSS 3 and also acquire the necessary skills to become globally competitive. Emphasis will be placed on building and staffing the proposed 20 technical schools and other vocational centers next year. In the area of infrastructure, in order to improve the business environment, we will be investing considerable amounts in improving our internal road networks in the state. We hope that the federal government will also play their own part by rehabilitating federal roads in the states, which are quite a lot. And emphasizing, for us, we will now emphasize proper designs for our roads and improve supervision of our contractors who are constructing our roads. Our transport master plan will be implemented as provisions have been made for the takeoff of the Transportation Authority. I want to thank this House for speedily passing the bill into law setting up the Transport Authority. And we will be expanding the Benin Central Park bus terminal and constructing 4 other bus terminals around the metropolis, while funding is being sourced for 2 trailer parks, one in Aho by the bypass and another in Aviele in Isako West. The State Electricity Agency, which has been enabled by the new electricity law, will receive about 7 billion to expand connections to government buildings and also street lights. In the area of health, we will sustain the gains we've made in the delivery of primary health care and the Edo State Health Insurance Scheme. Over $5 billion has been provided to improve the PHC infrastructure, and staff in PHC agencies will be trained professionally. We'll also be exploring a number of PPP arrangements to reposition secondary and tertiary healthcare facilities to work for our people. We expect to get that the Auchi General Hospital will have a PPP arrangement with Edo University Uzaire, while the Edo Specialist Hospital already has a management agreement signed. These will ensure that people across the state get full benefits of using standard secondary and tertiary medical facilities. In 2023, we will continue to emphasize and invest in technology, which is why we hope to support the takeoff of the permanent site for the Edo Tech Park and other skill development initiatives, so as to equip our young people with the requisite skills to make Edo the outsourcing capital for Africa. The skill development programs will benefit from partnerships with international partners who have expressed readiness to work with us in building technical skills across all local government areas in the state. We have shown as a government that we have a rare knack for developing technology usage in government. That is why we have and are investing in infrastructure and software to ensure technology adoption across the entire public services of Edo. We will be expanding the Edo Gov 2.0 interface with Oracle, our e-procurement platform, our GIS platform, our ERAS, which is our tax collection platform, will all be upgraded and integrated to work seamlessly to ensure that government business is done swiftly and revenue administration is enhanced to meet set targets. Our goal is that by the end of 2023, up to 30% of government services will be available online. In the area of human resource development, in order to achieve our goal of building the most agile and efficient public service in West Africa, we will continue to train our workforce and cater for their welfare. We are intensifying the hiring of high-quality professionals across the board through the efficient implementation of our HR strategy, our performance management system, and our learning and development plans. This will ensure that the John Uyegu Training Public Service Academy lives up to its expectations to train civil servants in the best way for optimum service delivery. We are also enhancing and expanding the workspace for MDAs across the state. Security and safety. We are prioritizing public safety and security with the war against land grabbing and deepening the reach of the Edo State Security Network for better community policing and intelligence gathering. These programs are key to unlocking more economic growth as we understand the need for a secure environment to drive tourism and other aspects of our economic transformation drive. We have made provision for training and purchase of more security equipment to support our security services. In the area of economic development, we have completed our master plan to promote tourism and will be prioritizing the development of our culture district, which adjoins these premises. To this end, we have made provisions for 2 billion naira to support the construction of a Benin Royal Museum, in addition to the support we've given for the development of the Edo Museum of West African Arts, and we are making an additional provision of 1 billion for the construction and development work in the Benin Cultural District. Mr. Speaker, on this note, I want to thank all Edo people who have stood firm and given us their unwavering faith and support to our government, for supporting our vision to create a resilient, vibrant, and inclusive state. Mr. Speaker, we would not also have been able to achieve what we have achieved to date if we had not received the support of this honorable House. We want to thank you for the support you've given our government and for the seamless way we have worked together as the executive and the judiciary. I also want to use this opportunity to extend our thanks to several groups, market women, traders, artisans, our youth groups, our civil society groups, traditional rulers, religious fathers and religious leaders, the organized private sector, government workers, and all other groups who are too numerous to mention, who continue to pray, appreciate, and support our efforts in transforming Edo State, despite all the challenges that we face almost on a daily basis. I want to assure them that we will continue to listen to their concerns and yearnings, and to assure them that we'll never let them down as we gradually begin to move towards the close of our administration. I want to use this opportunity to thank Mr. President for the leadership he's provided, and to thank our royal fathers, particularly His Majesty, the Oba of the Great Benin Kingdom, Omonoba Dendo Kuakolopolo Obaiwai II, for his advice, guidance, and support. I appreciate the leadership of our party, the People's Democratic Party, who have continued to provide leadership and on whose manifesto we continue to govern Edo State. Our party has been a very, very solid support for our programs and continue to play a crucial role in realizing our set plans in achieving our Making Edo Great Again manifesto. Mr. Speaker and honorable members, it is now my pleasure and honor to present to you the Edo State's 2023 appropriation bill of the sum of 320.4 billion naira and the details of the budget proposal for your consideration and approval. I thank all of you immensely for your kind attention.